moment. When we get that moment. Give me a moment. When we get that moment. Let me get that moment. When we get that moment. When we get that moment. When we get that moment. And I'm not playing. We all gonna be eating. And we won't be starving.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Give Me a Moment. I'm your host Des P, and we are back again. I have with me again my lovely Destiny.
Hey y'all, how's it going? What's up?
She's been off the scene for a while. She came on the first episode and then she kind of dropped off.
It's okay. I'm a redheaded stepchild. That's all.
It's okay. You're back.
Be reverent.
I keep her very private. Yeah. Don't feel special.
I am special. What you mean? Don't feel special?
Okay. So
What we got going on today?
this episode came on because I want to talk about mental health. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
When we get that moment.
Look, this is why we're having this conversation. Life, okay? Life has been thrown ridiculously.
Mental Health Awareness Month is in May. So we're going to talk about how do you take care of your mental health? What does that look like for you? And how do you orchestrate through life with trying to protect your mental health? Right.
Let's get into it.
And let's get into it.
So, I think to start off, mental health has really been a prime topic in recent times, especially with our generation of people becoming more aware of themselves and what's actually going on in the world and how that affects us on a day-to-day basis. For me, and I think you can agree too, growing up, it wasn't a topic. It wasn't a conversation.
It was looked down.
Yeah, like,
Like, oh, you
taboo.
have issues? All right, oh, you have issues. Like, oh, okay.
You ain't crazy, go in there and wash some dishes. Go drink some water.
I'm going to beat it out of you. Like, yeah.
Child. It's like, I just wanted a hug.
Yeah.
Just give me a hug.
Some type of affection. Give me
Love and
some-
support.
Give me something. Talk to me.
Love and happiness.
So yes, I do agree with you when you say that our generation is more in tune into taking care of our mental health and knowing what that looks like and not taking on what we were taught being, brought up into this world and, navigating through life the way that our parents and grandparents had went through, so
It's like closed-mindedness in a sense, like not wanting to see it. So we just choose to stay on this straight and narrow path. And as long as it works, it's working. And that's just all we're going to run with, but not willing to step out into the unknown and realizing how much of a benefit it can be to experience other things.
yes, yeah. So, mental health for the month of May. What have you done to know to kind of keep your mental health and just like
In check.
focus on you, in check, and know that, like, okay, let me have some self-care time.
Yeah, that's very, very big. We all go through stuff. It's inevitable. Everybody has their struggles that they deal with, whether they bring it out into, the open or if it's just something they're privately dealing with. And me personally, I can say whether it's personal life, work life, just trying to work through that and develop a balance in my life where I don't feel overwhelmed or overstimulated, and in a position where I feel like I can't handle what's taking place.
Yeah.
I've really focused recent times. It's okay to have boundaries. I am a people person. We know that, like, as long as you know me, people gravitate to me, I gravitate to them.
So friendly.
I make friends everywhere I go. I'm sorry. But I've learned to step back in some of those spaces because I also learned, it's very important for me to know who I'm surrounded by and, how close they are in my life. Because, I'm also very private too. And regardless of me being friendly, I don't have too many people that are super duper close to me.
Yeah.
And if I feel like you're getting there and you're really not that type of person that I want in that particular space, some boundaries are going to be set up. But for me, it was more so of just kind of reflecting. And I call them reevaluation periods. And I know I would say it's mostly about the people in my life, but it was also just pertaining to me and what I feel my values are right now and where I'm trying to go and how do I put myself in a position to achieve that.
Okay.
So no, y'all know I used to be out all the time. Like I was never home.
Never home.
Never home. But I'm not saying at that point in time it was a bad thing. That was just my stage in life at that time. And I enjoyed it 100%. But now I'm in a different stage and I'm like, I don't really feel the need to go out and party all night. I will once on Blue Moon. I'll step out. But then I'll be like, okay, that's all y'all get for about a month or two.
Let me go back into my shell.
Go back in my little shell.
Go back. There's my little habitat. Habitat.
It's like I need some me time. But just taking care of myself in the sense of with my job, I do a lot. I'm always talking to people. So I'm on constant alert. I'm moving about all throughout the day. There's really no time to just sit. So when I get home, I'm like, okay, I don't want the TV on. Put some music, maybe light a little candle and just decompress myself.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has that time. So right now, I'm not taking it for granted.
Oh, please don't.
I'm like, I need this time to myself to really rest my brain.
Yeah.
So I can be functional moving forward and into my next day. It's basically like a reset for the next day,
Yeah.
So.
Mental health, how I check into myself and know where I'm at with my mental health is the environment that I'm in, who I have around me. Take some time out to kind of check myself and be like,
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Like somebody just told me I had a whole attitude. I'm sorry.
And take accountability of certain things that I might have said or done that wasn't good for my mental health. That wasn't, I put some people, you could put yourself in an environment that's not healthy for you. And you could cause your mental health to decline and, go into a state where it's just like, why
You're not
me?
yourself.
Yeah. You're not yourself. And then you're just like, what's going on here?
How did I get to this point? And how do I change that?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I always do is just go back and I'll stay in a room by myself, quiet as can be. Just quiet, nothing's on, lights are off, I have a candle going, and I'm just like sitting there. And I'm, just not overthinking, but just having some realization. Because sometimes you do have to play back in your head, what went on through the day? What did I do to make me feel, or what caused me to feel this kind of way, or that I don't feel like talking to nobody. I don't want to, and I check myself. And it's just, that's how I, handled that. And then also it's just talking. So certain people, I talk to my close people. I talk to them. I'll talk to them. And I'm the type of person where I can't hold a lot in. I have to vent and I have to talk how I feel and let it all out.
And you gotta know who to talk to.
Exactly. So that's how I handle things. I just need a listening ear. You know, some people don't need that. Some people just need to be by themselves all the time and just figure out how they're going to deal with it, but not in a depression state. You know, because you can cause yourself be in a depression state when you do stuff like that. Just being closed in and, you know, you just have all of this stuff weighing on you and you just not, you think you're handling it good on your own, but in reality, it's like everybody around you is seeing, oh, she's looking heavy. Like something is weighing on her really, or weighing on this person really bad. And then they start asking, are you okay? Do you need somebody
And
to
it's
talk to?
different for everybody
You
because
know.
you can have those who they can thrive on isolation, you know, like that is how they are able to, you know, reset themselves. But that also comes with knowing who you are and how you operate in life, you know, so.
So I'm the type of person where I'll just talk, get feedback, and also read on things. Like books that talks about peace, that talks about, you know, boundaries. It talks about, you know, your mental health. You know, what are the difference between, and we'll go into that a little bit later, but what is the difference between unhealthy boundaries and healthy boundaries? You know, and reading up on things and getting the knowledge of things is you understand more like, okay, this is, you know, I'm doing this wrong, or I'm moving a way that is not right for me. And now I need to go back, and it's okay to, you know, steer off, but you check yourself and be like, okay, let me come back,
Roll back in, like,
onto-
hold up, get back on track.
let me get back on track.
Little
Let
off.
me figure out, you know. So, and then also but anyways, that's why I say like that's how I check myself.
And it's
I
important to know like what you're taking into, whether it's social media, again, your environment, what type of conversations
Music.
are happening around you. If you feel like you're always in a depressive state or like you're just heavy, but you can't understand why, look at what's going on around you. Because sometimes it's other people's energy. Energy is a very, very important thing to be mindful of, because you got the wrong energy around you. Like it's basically like me touching and transferring that to you, and now you like, why do I feel some type of way? I had a great day, but I feel heavy. How do I release that? You know, so you're learning how to do those things too, because that is extremely important. So that's why it's important to know who you're talking to, who you're venting to, because sometimes that alone, that's where you can create a boundary. Like, just like you said, you'll come and talk to me. Other people may do the same, but there may be a time where, you know, I'm not ready to receive that or am in the position to hear certain things.
Yeah.
So always check in with your people and be like, hey, do you have the time? I really need to vent or, you know, talk about something, but also check with that person, make sure they're in the mental state to be able to handle whatever is about to come about or about to be discussed. You know, because it's a little different because you never know how that person's day went. You know, it could have been really tough, and then now you got this whole boulder. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And then they might put their problems onto you, and then you start taking on their problems.
Yeah, 'cause like, oh wait, how do I fix
and
it?
start relating it to your problems, and then it's like, okay, wait, hold on.
That's a bit mess. Back up. Wait a minute.
Wait. So, and then that's why I was telling you when I brought up music, is types of music that you listen to as well too.
Music therapy. Yep.
Yes, types of music. Years ago when I did my Daniel fast, I cut off social media, cut off watching shows like all of that stuff. I would wake up, read scriptures early in the morning, take an hour of prayer, and just like focus on myself. And I was like, certain music that I was listening to, I would cut that off too.
'Cause when you really pay attention to the words, you're like, wait a minute. It's a little rough. My life's not really like this. Like, I just like it for the backbeat of the song. Let me just cut that out real quick. Give me some lo-fi vibes.
Yeah, when you start listening to the words and you start, like, okay, y'all, no, I don't
It's
think
like
I
listening to
want,
Run DMX. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
I don't want to lose my mind. I
No,
wanna keep
I'm
it
not there.
intact.
Yeah.
Now, there will be situations where that you'll be tested. And you have to, not you have to, but gotta step out of character a little bit.
Just a little bit. Like, let me
Just
let
a
me tell
little
you
bit.
something. Like, y'all know when that sentence
get
come out.
you
Let me tell you
straight.
something.
let me come correct. Hold on.
Like, hold up, skirt.
No, but yeah, people will test you, and situations will
People,
test
situations, absolutely.
you. Will test you, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on, you taking me as a fool here. You're taking me
Yeah, it's
as
like I know I'm going right by
and-
this, and it's those situations where, we all have a certain amount of knowledge to ourselves. But if you're that type of person, you're reading up or you're educating yourself because you want to grow, you want to learn more, and then also just learning from other people. It's where life, I think we were just talking about it, is about being collaborative too. We don't all know the answers.
Yeah.
But you can network and reach out to certain people and gain that knowledge. But then when it comes to the people who aren't really about that, they choose to belittle you instead of educate you. That's where things go wrong, because they feel they're in a position where they are just the all-knowing. They know better, so they're just going to continue to beat you down to keep you at the level that you're at, instead of reaching down and trying to actually bring you up where they're at, or at least be that mentor, that guidance. It's like, why are you mad? Why are you so mad?
Why? Like,
What did I do to you?
Or even, you would have people or situations where that you are in an environment where they build you up.
It's like, oh, you're doing so great.
They build you up to
You're
the
a
high
rock star.
Yeah.
You're on fire.
Oh my goodness.
So
your
amazing.
Burst of sunshine.
Look, just love it. I love your energy. You're just amazing. You're such a value.
And then it just comes in like a
bulldozer. Just
or
knock
ego.
you down. Like, wait, hold up. You got a little too high for me. I didn't want
just-
you to get that high up. I wanted you to stay right where you were.
So let me bring you back down.
Exactly.
And bring you down lower.
Because
And bring you down.
now I feel intimidated.
Yeah.
Now I feel a certain type of way, like you're coming for me. And that's not the case. I'm like, sorry, you taught me so well, or you've exposed me to so much. Now I'm in a better place.
Yeah.
Thank you. But
So, I did talk about it on a few episodes that, April month was a trying time for me, a trying month. And it was a testing month for me, where that I was triggered. And I'm not ashamed to say any of that, because we do get into points in our lives and situations where that we still get triggered. We still, even though we go through a healing process or we're trying to work on our mental health, you still have trigger moments. And it's like, okay. And you snap. And you be like, wait, this is triggering for me. You snap, And April month, that's what happened with me. I snapped. And it was just like, okay. I had a moment. After snapping, I had a moment. I was like, okay, let me come back. Let me, reevaluate where I'm at in this situation. Is this good for me? Is trading my mental health,
yeah.
is this worth trading my mental health?
That's it. Because people will take you there. And it's not necessarily you trying to do that on purpose or that you want to be that person. It's a two-way street, okay? Yes, maybe I did veer off a little bit and I didn't realize that, but instead of saying you're doing this, you're doing that, why can't you make me see it from a different perspective? Or at least help educate me so that I can get back on track.
Yeah.
You know, but you have those people who are, what's the word? What'd you say earlier? Gaslighting. They're professionals at gaslighting. We all know what that looks like. Good Lord. And it's like, you're really making me think like there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
But you don't take into account what led up to this moment.
Yes.
Because we're expressive people. We're going to let you know, like, hey, this bothered me.
Yes.
At least be mindful that I came to you and said, hey, this is the situation. This is what's going on. How can we work together, you know, to resolve this situation?
Yeah.
Instead of it feeling like we're in attack mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And there's like these times where that, like you said, and we talked about it earlier, gaslighting, where that, you know, you talk to certain people and you're thinking like, oh, okay, like, yeah, we talked about it. We resolved it. It's okay. I let it out. Whew, there was a weight taken off my shoulders. And then they come back around and they's like, oh no, well, they try to
Bring it back
up and say, well,
reopening
you know,
the wound.
Yes, and try and navigate that through something else that you wasn't even thinking about. You're like,
It's like,
wait,
that has nothing to do with what's happening right now.
You are creating your own narrative of what I just told you. What I told you was not what you're
Nothing
creating.
relative to what we're talking about right now.
What you're creating has nothing to do with that. What I just came to you and talked to you about, you know? And that's what I'm trying
you have to be very careful
learn
what you shared and who you shared with, because not everybody, again, has the mental capacity to really be able to break those things down or take it in the way that it's intended to be. Again, it can be something where they feel that it's a target against them, and so they're like, hold up, I don't like this doesn't make me feel right. If you can't handle that type of conversation, then okay, I know now I can't share these things with you, or these aren't discussions that you can handle at this time in your life, and that's okay.
And then and there are times where that, you know, you're going through, you're in a moment and you're feeling like you just want to lash out or so. And you do, you know, not in that exact moment. You step out and you say, okay, I'm not in a good space right now to have this conversation with you.
Right.
Let's take 5 minutes.
Yes.
To like calm down.
Yes. Because you can't make anything happen when emotions are heightened.
Yes.
It's not going to work.
Yes.
And people, that's something that I just, you know, didn't get. Some people, they just can't handle that. They can't respect that. Like, hey, we're still going to have this conversation, but all of this is so fresh and so heavy right now. Take a break.
Yeah.
And then we'll come together when we're of sound mind.
Yes.
You know?
Because when you deliver a message to people that you're talking to, like, when you're communicating with them, and you're in this mood where that you cannot communicate effectively, correctly, like, it's just your tone could be very aggressive.
And you're not trying to be, that's just all that you're feeling right now. So you gotta take that time to be more peaceful.
Let me gather my thoughts.
Let me get back my sunshine.
Let me, figure out how I could communicate where that it's not offending the other person, because you don't want to offend the other person. If you're having a conversation, me personally, I never want to offend anybody if I'm having a conversation with them. I want them to understand where I'm coming from, but in a respectful way, but also for them to take it where that they don't feel like I'm just coming at them. Or, making them feel some kind of way, or making them feel like, okay, you just shaded me, or you just,
Yeah.
And
it's a learning process, because I'll say I've been on both sides. Like before, like I'm like, no, we need to have this conversation right now because it's bothering me and I don't want it to continue bothering me, and I know it's bothering you and I just want to fix it. Like I'm coming from a place, I just want to fix it. I want everything to be okay.
Yeah.
But some people just aren't ready for that. And then I've learned, I'm like, okay, that's not always the best route to handle certain things. So it's like, okay, I'll step back. I'll give you that space. And then let's just come back in a calm tone setting, and then maybe the result can be something better than what it was in.
Yeah.
But that's why it's important to take care of your mental health and know where you stand in your mental state on either side of it, because then you can avoid situations like that.
Yes, yeah. Like this month, we actually went to
An event. It was called Healing Girls Season, hosted by them. They've been doing it since I think August of last year, give or take.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
It was
beautiful.
I actually went to school with two of the girls that owns that created this space, safe space for girls, women. Not only women, anybody, men, to just create this mental health space that is very healthy and that will check on you, and
so really just an environment, where you can connect with other people. If you feel like you don't have that around yourself in your own space, this is something that you can be a part of, where you can meet other people of other, different backgrounds, ethnicities, just different stages in life as a whole, young, older, it doesn't matter. There are a lot of things that we've all gone through, and whether it's the same situation, or if it's just experiencing those same feelings. Because, we could have gone through two different situations, but we know what this hurt feels like. We know what anger feels like, being sad, being depressed, things weighing on you and preventing you from being able to, move forward in life. And so when you can have that community to be able to, again, connect and relate with one another, it's a big deal, because at that point you feel seen.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, it's not just me.
Yeah.
I'm not, just out of my mind or anything like that. Like, other people feel this too. And then you can take that and learn from each individual. Like, maybe you're still trying to figure yourself out, but they're like, hey, sis, I got you. Like, this is how I got through it, and you can get through it too. So I really do appreciate Healing Girl Season being around and creating that environment for people to have that space. Because think about it. No one had that growing up. Like, I didn't know about it.
Yes.
If I mentioned it to my mom, she's like, what's that? Like, it's foreign to them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, actually bringing it up to you about the event, and I was like, well, come on, let's go. You want to come with me? And us going, like you said, we're both going through,
different things.
We could be going through different things in our life at the same time, but this is a way for us to come together and support each other, in our differences of what we're going through, but also, learn from other people.
Yeah. Take that, and then once we leave, we holding each other accountable now, because we know what we both learned. Like, sis, hold up, we just talked about this in the circle, okay?
Yes.
Bring it back, reel it back.
No, but I do appreciate, after us going to that event and stuff, we both
we had a conversation in the car. Like, okay, what was your takeaway?
We did, but we both set ourselves accountable for each other and what we're going to do next. Like, okay, what are we doing? All right, so this is what we're going to do together.
And that's why, it's very important to know where, what, and who your support system is.
Yes.
Because you can't really rely on somebody and be like, oh, 100%, I can always go to this person, I can do that. Like, I can get this from them. Because there's going to be times where I might fall short, you know, and I don't always have the answers, or I'm not always going to be the uppity, preppy self of me. But you knowing how I am, who I am, and noticing when that change occurs, because she will. Like, even though nothing happened today, you were calling. Just like, wait a minute, this girl ain't been answering my calls or my texts. I was just asleep, y'all.
Yeah,
I was just tired.
So I actually, after me texting her and FaceTiming her and she did not answer, I said, okay, I usually do not check her location. And she's like, what do you have it for if you don't check it?
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, because I'm not nosy like that. I'm not going to check. I'm kind of nosy, but I ain't nosy like that. I'm not going to check it like that. But I did check her location. I'm like, oh, okay, she's at home. She's probably asleep, you know.
Yeah, she knows me.
Yeah, probably sleep. It's
You know,
fine.
but
It's
she
all
was
right.
like, "Girl, about time you answered," because I was about to roll up. Like,
Oh yeah, I was about to roll up because now
it-
she stays closer. She stays close to me.
but
now,
you know,
so-
but it's like just having that just random moment, even though nothing was going on. What if there was something going on?
Yeah.
and she had the mentality to be like, "Hold up, she's not answering. I know she's at home. Let me go check on her and make sure everything's good. Even though everything was good, I'll just sleep. But what if it wasn't?" So I'm thankful that I have somebody like that to be like, this ain't her normal. Let me just just slide on in there real quick. Like, what's going on?
But I know you was doing some extra curriculum activities.
Y'all, I was
this
out having my best
weekend.
life, okay?
She was out
I
here
had
in
some
these
folks
streets.
inviting me out. And it don't happen all the time. Like, I really don't be out there like that. So when y'all catch me in a good time, like, hey, let's meet up for dinner. Let's go up for drinks. Okay.
Yeah, so
Y'all gonna catch me later on. Like,
today
2
she
months.
had to catch up on her sleep.
Just a little bit. Because I've been working hard. Last week was a hard week.
Her week.
That was my release for
Really.
the end of the week.
So how do you take care of your like self-care? What does that look like to you?
I've definitely changed it up because I thought I knew, but I really didn't. But you know, for me, self-care is, like I said, you know, being able to take that time out for myself and really just be within my own, making sure to do my own little check-in. But when I get home, I'll just vibe to some music. I will listen to Miles Davis, jazz music. I might play some lo-fi, like just something that's just very calming, that it sets that tone for me. I like bubble baths. Like, everybody, look, I'll tell you, I got a date with the doctor. Dr. Teals, let's go. Dump all the salts in there and get the bubbles going. And, you know, I make it fun. You know, I have a little bath tray. I might have a book, or I might, you know, have my phone to like read up on some things. Put some candles in there. You know, I have a light where it changed colors, so I might make a purple. I might do green, like just something to set the tone to really get me to put myself in a relaxing state. Because again, I'm trying not to take that for granted. But there are times where, you know, I love to dance, and physical activity is really good for your mental health. Now, if you're like me, sometimes you're a little inconsistent in the gym itself, but I used to be a beast, but working back on it. I love to dance, so, you know, there's a space in my apartments by the gym where has the mirror, has the floor laid out. And I'll go there like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I'll just start doing choreo. That makes me happy. It puts me in a different headspace, and it makes me feel good when I'm done. And I've created something, you know, out of that, and I can take that with me. So that makes me happy. I'll just go for a walk. Walk in my neighborhood. There's trees. Like, it's a different setting. So instead of just being in the house the entire time, I live in an area where, you know, the scenery can change moment to moment. So it's something new, something refreshing. And then I meet people along the way, being a people person. Hey, how you doing? All right, bye.
Yeah.
I like your dog. He's cute. You know, just change it up for yourself, you know, instead of always going through the same motions, doing the same thing every single day, because then you start getting into that rut, and it's like, okay, let's branch outside of this. Let's see something different today.
Yeah. My self-care, I'm still on the fence with that. I'm trying to figure out
What makes you happy?
not what makes me happy, but what is something that is like for me and like only for me. You know, I have a lot of titles that I hold. Being a mom, a lot of hats. Being a mom, wife, you know, it sometimes take a toll on you, and sometimes you're so focused on being a wife and being a mom and being, you know, 24/7, where that you kind of forget about yourself a little bit. And you're like, oh, okay, because you're so much on the go, 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 go. Yeah. Whereas, like, you don't really take time to go back to yourself, and to be like, okay, who was I before all of this? Like, you know. So self-care for me is, you know, like doing things that I used to do that before I was a mom, before I was a wife, you know. And that could be, you know, just taking care of myself, you know, going shopping. You know,
good shot.
Pampering myself. I think that's what self-care looks like to me. It's pampering myself. You know, even like just a couple of weeks ago, I was like, months ago, I finally got waxed. Lovely lady over here came with me and experienced my first time being waxed. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not that funny.
That was an experience
in itself.
Oh. Ooh. Baby, that lady.
Let's talk about it.
Baby, she snatched my whole soul. Like, she snatched it all. Snatched. No, but the first time, yes, it, you know,
y'all,
I was like, I want to.
She was sweating. She said, "Ooh."
Yes, because she was over here like by my head.
I'm over here fanning her. What was it? A Victoria's Secret gift card I found in her purse. you need some air.
You know, so yes, she was in the room with me, saw everything. So
closer than ever.
So yeah, she went in there with me my first time, and
that's what good friends do. We support each other.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And she, you know, she was like, "You want to hold my hand?" I was like, "No, just want to cover my face and scream." But yes, so now that was a few months ago. So now going frequently. And, you know, I'm like, okay, this is something for me. Like, not for anybody else. A few minutes
out of your day where you just, like, take care of yourself.
So, like, a few weeks ago, I was like, should I cancel it? Should I, you know, go? Should I, you know? And I'm like, nah, this is for me.
It's my me time.
It's my me time.
I need this.
I want this. So, I went and I was like, okay, this is what I want. Let me go ahead and get that, you know, get that done. They called me and it was like, hey, you know, your appointment is tomorrow. Yes, I will be there.
Yeah, girl, I see you.
Yes, I will be there.
Me and you.
Mm-hmm. In the room. Hello. Butterfly pose.
And seeing it stuff like that, like, it doesn't have to be over the top, glamorous type things. It's truly what you feel that makes you feel good, you know, that you can be a part of, that you can just do for yourself and not have to think about, like, anything. Like me, you grew up in an environment where you're, like my mama, excuse me, that raised me, she was always doing for others. It didn't matter what it was. She would give out money. We would just go to Sam's Club and get a boatload of groceries. Mm-hmm. Freezer be full, fridge be full, living in an apartment. And we had a deep freezer. Deep freezer would be full of just meat and like full. Somebody was in need. Hey, come to the house. I'll give you some food. Des, go get the grocery bags. Get in the grocery bags, and we're just packing it up. And as soon as they leave, it's like half the deep freezer is gone. The freezer itself is like almost gone. And it's like my mom would be like, look, when we got here, it was full, huh? Now look at it. And she would say that, and I know she had pride or, you know, was just happy that she was able to do for somebody else, but it was like you also took out away from yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is okay to just have just for you and your family. But she was such a giving person. Me and my brother talk about it often. You know, that's the environment we were in and how that has shaped us, you know, in our adulthood. And I just told him the other day or yesterday, I'm like, you know, I see how Mama's life was, but she did a lot of that out of, you know, just getting that satisfaction or that love that she'd been yearning for, but never took the time to really try and take care of herself because she was too busy taking care of everybody else. And that's just how she was. She was the oldest out of all of her siblings. So she always had to be in that caring position. Yeah. But it's like, what does it look like for you? And I wish she was alive today to be like, it's okay to hold out for you, to take care of you. What makes you happy? Do for you. So that's what changed my perspective in my adult life. Yeah,
it's like you could still give, but you have to recharge yourself too.
Self-control a little bit.
Recharge, like, you know, and, you know, that is part of mental health. We have to recharge and, you know, you might have friends where that they will just counsel you through things and, you know, they're like, you see them as your therapist, you talk to them and you vent to them and stuff and they give
Is that
you.
what you see me as?
You'll vent to them and you'll see them as, you know, somebody that could just be a listening ear, but not realizing that, you know, they're giving you all of this stuff and it's just stripping away at them. It's just like, you know, and now it's just,
it's taking some of your light, it's dimming your light.
Yeah, and then you have to go back and be like, okay, look, I listened to all of that.
We're starting to set up a boundary, like, hold up.
Oh, wait, it's like I just listened to all of that. Because you know how some people, like, you'll be that listening ear for them, but after you get off the phone with them and after
you feel drained.
You feel so drained. You're like, why do I feel so tired?
Child mental fatigue is a thing. Some people don't believe it, especially like in certain jobs. They were like, oh, how are you so tired? You don't do nothing. You sit at a computer all day. Honey, I talk to people. I am constantly staring at this screen that I don't want to look at this entire time. But I am actively working. I'm mentally working. Mental fatigue is a real thing. Just because I'm not physically doing anything in your eyes, I am still taking in a lot. A lot of things. So just like you take care of your physical health, you got to take care of your mental health as well.
Yes, yeah. I haven't been taking care of my physical health, really.
But drink some water today. I'm proud of you. You know, we got our cheers. Okay.
Cheers. Yeah, I was just telling her. I was like, yeah, you know,
get your water in.
I was just telling her, like, we need to, just for a while, I kind of been lacking on getting water, taking, you know, that water intake. I've been lacking on it. So
we're getting back to it.
I mean, this is just a bottle of water, but I've been really drinking, like, I have a big cup in my car.
Look, that's a great example. Baby steps. Like, okay, you veered off, but we're getting back into it.
I'm getting back into it.
Okay. Water is vitality of life.
Big old cup in my car right now, but I fill that up with ice and water every day. Anyways,
or whatever.
I was talking to her about something positive and saying that I'm drinking more water, and she's like, "Well, where's my cup?"
Cause I saw a cute cup in her car on the way here, and I'm like, "Oh, that's cute. Where you get this from?" Walmart. You ain't buy me one. I like cups too.
There's Walmart, like around the corner.
So we gonna go after this and you gonna buy me a cup?
We probably can.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm not making any promises, but I said we probably can. Okay. So, yes. But it's okay to just...
It's okay to not be okay sometimes. and be aware of it. Be like, you know what? I just don't feel right today. I need to take some time out for myself, or I need to get involved into something that recharges me, makes me feel better, and, you know, I'll be okay then. you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's. Oh, but
don't
yeah,
let it take a toll on you,
it's-
because some people are like, oh, well, I don't feel right, or nothing's going right, and then that having those negative responses, it weighs even more, and you don't have to put more on yourself. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to not take care of yourself. It's not okay to just keep beating yourself down because you don't feel well, or you feel like you shouldn't be feeling that way. You feel embarrassed to feel that way. It's okay. We're all going to have something we experience that we've never experienced before and don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
But that's where you reflect, check in with yourself.
And then also, one thing I do not appreciate is that I'm talking to someone and I'm telling them how I'm feeling and what I'm going through, and they try to
Minimize it.
self-diagnose me with something.
Like, sis. Or, sir.
And I'm like, no,
That's not
wait,
it.
hold on. No, we're not going that route. we're not going there. No.
Like, I'm just
no,
venting.
no.
I'm just expressing
venting.
something. It's not.
I'm venting. I'm talking, because, yeah.
Like, oh, you sure? Wow, that sounds like you have this.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
no.
yes.
If I wanted to check
Yeah.
in on that, I'll go to a doctor and let them confirm for me.
Yeah.
No.
So when that does happen, I stop telling them stuff about it. I'll be like, yeah, no.
Because now you're looking at me
don't
through a
want you
different
to
lens when I'm
Yeah.
just asking for advice on how to handle this specific situation,
Yeah.
or just letting you know.
And I don't
this is
want you to
something
pity
interesting.
me either.
Yeah.
I don't want you to pity me and be like, oh, okay, well, no, don't pity me. Don't do that.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I'll do it myself. While drinking a glass of wine.
Okay.
You know.
But yeah, don't pity me. Don't self.
People try to label you.
Oh.
Labels. Stop that. I am my own person. I am my own experience. You haven't been around that long to know me like that. So
And
how are you
just
going to put something on me and just say, this is who you are?
Or even the old people that hasn't been in your life for some years now, or like a year now.
You knew
or
me
like
then. I'm in a
3
whole
months
different
ago.
stage.
And they
Shoot,
think
yesterday.
they think they know you.
No, you don't.
Baby, you don't know me.
I'm not who I was 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago.
No.
People want to keep you in a bubble.
In a bubble.
And it's like, no, I've grown beyond that. Like, maybe in that particular space, I didn't know, but I've taken those steps to educate myself and do things for me that allowed me to grow beyond that.
Yeah.
There's no time limit on that. It's not,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to do this right now and I'll be a better person in like 6 months.
Yeah, because we was just even talking about that earlier, where that, people are so confined in a space where they're so...
Like a petri dish. Like, bro, get out of that.
They're just comfortable.
Would you
in
say a
them.
fishbowl?
Yeah, a
was
fishbowl. Fishbowl, yeah. Yeah, that was really good.
My bad.
My countryside came out, yeah. It's okay.
Fishbowl. Bowl. Go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah.
tangent. Fishbowl.
Yes, so we was just talking about that before we started recording, where that, you'll put a fish in a small little fish bowl. You just bought a little fish bowl and you see the fish and it grows, but it doesn't grow too big. It stays in that fish bowl, where that, it grows to a size where that it has enough space to swim around. But once you take that fish out of that small fish bowl and you take it into a bigger, like a fish tank now you start seeing the fish grow even bigger, and it starts blooming into something that is like, they've grown, they've seen other things besides that small little fish bowl, and they're like, oh, I can do this, oh, I could swim from this tank,
Just keep
from this
swimming,
end of the
just
tank
keep
to that,
swimming. Like, come on, Nemo.
So it's just like us too, as humans, we got to take ourselves out of environments that we're comfortable in, and that we, that is and get uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that equates to your mental capacity. If you're
Yeah.
always thinking small, you're going to be small. If you think big, or at least put yourselves in positions where you can do that and experience that growth, know what you're feeding yourself
Yeah.
and what you're getting involved in, and you can experience that growth too.
I've always taken that with me, where that it's like, if this is not making me feel uncomfortable, then this is not for me. Like, I'm not growing in this space that I'm in. I need to feel uncomfortable to know that, hey, okay, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone.
You're
I'm learning
no matter what,
something,
fear
and
is going to come along when
Yeah.
there's change happening.
Yes.
You know, but just set that aside. Go for the ride. Just experience. It can go one or two ways, okay? But would you want to have that moment where you're just living streamlined and not taking any chances, and then having to wonder what would have happened had I said yes to that opportunity, or had I taken a chance on, you know, that one thing that I was so afraid to do? It's like simple, but when I went to Mexico, and y'all, you know, I'm afraid of heights, but I still do stuff that requires me to be at a certain height level. Like, I've done skydiving. I was with somebody though. I was like, yo, I'm strapped to them, so if something happened, we both gonna fly high, okay? There was this, what do you call it? Like, pendulum ride or something. And they had to put a harness on you and hook you to this line, and they drop you from the tree, and you just swing back and forth. Now, I looked at it. I'm hearing all these people scream. I'm like, But I was like, I want to experience life.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm afraid of heights, and I'm like, Lord, it's my time, but please not right now. You know, they're professionals. Get strapped in there, and I'm up there. They're like, you ready? I'm like, no. But I'm not moving my feet to leave either. It's okay to be scared. I'm over here telling them, no, I don't want to do this. I changed my mind, but I'm not moving from it. I'm staying on that grate. And I'm like, just drop it at some point. Don't even tell me. Just do it. Just do it. I did it. I'm screaming, but I had fun. I was happy to get down, but I can say I've had that experience, and it was a beautiful experience. Still had a little anxiety, but it was great. You know, so don't be afraid to take those chances.
Definitely. So
I'm gonna get her skydive one of these days. It's gonna be great, girl. Just jump out the plane.
nah, I'm okay. I'll be the one recording from the ground.
It's like, you see that little dot? There she go.
Here she goes.
I see her.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Now, I have zip line when we went to Jamaica, but that's it.
Those videos are great.
I haven't done anything else. Now, I've tried roller coasters. You know, I've ridden on roller coasters and stuff.
That's a little too open for me.
You never rode on roller coasters? Really? So we went to, well, me and my family, we went to Disney and Universal in March.
Yeah.
So just say that I was with little kids, and I was the one that was watching the kids, and we was on the little kiddie rides, and we was on the 3D rides.
See, I can do that.
Yeah, but the roller coasters at Universal, I'm sorry.
Like, how did your insides feel? Like, did they feel like they were still intact? I feel like I would feel
No,
everything just
at
moving.
Universal, I didn't do any roller coasters.
You didn't? Oh, okay.
So, I actually, years ago, before me and RJ got married, I actually went to Six Flags with him and his cousin and a person she was with at that time. And yeah, the first roller coaster that I rode on, and I think I've said this before in the other episode, was the Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that it had so many loops.
Loop-de-loop.
And then it stops. And then it takes off again. And he's just like, yeah.
They put you through it.
I was screaming because all I saw in the line when we were walking to get on the ride, all I saw was one loop. And I was like, okay, I could do one loop. No, it was like 50 of them hoes. Loop, de loop, de loop, de loop. Like, no, for real. It was like 50 of them. I was screaming.
Excuse me.
I was like, get me off of this thing. Yeah, so I've tried roller coasters. It's not for me. I had a good time. It was okay. It was a moment. It was a good experience.
But you did it.
But I did it.
You did it.
Got my fear out the way, but I don't want to do that. I don't like my heart dropping. Like, I don't like to feel that.
And that's
when
what I
your
meant. You
heart
know, it can go
drops.
one or two ways. It can be something that you just want to continue experiencing for the rest of
Yeah.
your life, or feel like it placed you in a position to do so. Or you can be like, no, that's not for me. I tried it, but I determined that wasn't for me. So I'm going to move on to the next thing.
Yeah,
you know?
I'll stick to water rides.
You remember bumper cars in the water bumper cars?
Yeah, I could go to, a water park and just ride their
What was that place? Funplex. Is that still around?
Fun place.
Funplex. You never went to Funplex? Or Zuma?
Celebration Station?
Yay!
Yeah.
Is that still
No.
Dang!
No.
That was a good time.
My brother
Dang, we
actually
got
used to
old.
work at Celebration Station. I was like 5.
For
oh my
real?
gosh.
Man.
And I'll get on the rides for free. That's good. Moments.
But yeah.
But yeah, so May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you are struggling with anything, it doesn't even have to be something big.
Yeah, no matter how big or how small.
Yeah.
If you feel it's something that's bothering you or something you just want to be more knowledgeable about,
Yeah.
find your local resources.
Yes, do so. Or even just talk to somebody that is a mentor to you, that you see that is a mentor, and you see, family, whoever,
Family,
just,
friends.
you don't have to start with just a stranger if you feel like you just don't want to pour all this stuff on a stranger. You could start small go to a friend. It's always good to talk to somebody about what you're going through and, how you're feeling through the process of what you're dealing with.
Therapy.
Yeah.
Just point that out. Therapy is okay. Therapy is good. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you different.
Yeah.
And, if you try it and you're like, this isn't for me, it's okay to have more than one therapist.
Yeah.
Until you find someone that you feel you're able to connect with and you really feel gives you the tools to navigate through life. Because they'll allow you to, yes, pour out and unpack things that you didn't even know was bothering you. Healing isn't necessarily permanent or 100%. Healing is an ongoing process. Because you can say you healed from, because like some people are like, oh, come to me healed. Are we all ever really 100% healed? Not necessarily,
Because, something, like I said, like before,
you never know what may trigger you.
a little thing that might have happened and you
you
thought you
suppressed
healed.
it?
You thought you healed from it, and then it comes back around, or you get reminded of something, that trauma or that whatever it is,
Situation as a
a
whole.
situation, and it triggers you, and you be like, oh, I thought I was healed from it. No.
It just happened in a
It's-
different light. It happened in a
Yeah.
different situation. So it's just a matter of how you handle it when it comes around. And like I said, no one has 100% of the answers. So you develop those, whether you go through therapy or, you just place yourselves in those situations. But, I feel for me, if someone were to say that to me, I'm like, hey, I'm a work in progress. I'm going down the journey. There's a difference between people who just don't do anything about it all and be like, hey, this is me, this is who I am. And they're always used to being in that surviving state. Like, this is just me. Versus someone who, they may have gone through some things, no matter how recent or how far away it's been, but they are actively working on their progress. They're actively working on their healing. So see them where they are, but know that that's not where they're going to be all the time.
Yeah, and it's okay while you're going through that process. You want to go in the room, go in the closet, and scream.
Oh, that does wonders too.
You can go ahead and do that because we're human. If you want to go and they have those rooms where that you could break up, like TVs.
Rage rooms.
Yeah.
Now we're not, promoting rage in any type of way. We're just stating different types of releases.
Whatever works for you, that's fine. You know, I actually want to go to one of those.
Let's do it.
I actually do want to go and just break things for the fun of it and not get in trouble.
Exactly. It's different stuff to, allow yourself to just be and just like do things without judgment. I mean, I was a part of a dance team in a studio, and we were all practicing a routine because we had a show coming up. And my instructor looked, and she's like, "Okay, y'all are all off. Like, stop. Like, stop. What is going on?" Nobody was gonna say nothing, but she could tell we weren't in unison with each other like we would normally be. So she's like, "You know what? All right, I'm gonna give y'all a break. We're gonna scream. We're gonna have a moment, and we're gonna scream." And everybody's like, "The hell? Huh?" She's like, "I'm gonna count to 3, and you're gonna scream. So 1, 2, 3." She's like, "Just let out a big, like, just bellow, this loud scream." And everyone's like, like, just a little bit, like, ah. Like, she really wanted us to scream. She's like, "No, do it louder. Like, really pour into it." Second one got louder, and then the third one, like, we probably shook the building, but everybody let out this big scream. And you got people that's in the next studio over looking through the window like, "Everybody all right? Y'all cool?"
Okay.
Like, we're just releasing. And after that, you could see the difference.
Yeah.
A lot of us had some stuff that we just needed to release from that day.
And
You'd be surprised.
Don't depress all of your...
Don't hold it in.
Don't hold it in.
Go swimming. Go for a bike ride.
Yeah.
Go talk to your mama. I don't know. Maybe she got some family tea for you. I don't know.
Family tea.
Family tea. Just dive into it.
But yes, therapists, shop around for a therapist,
There are resources.
Yeah, it's just like shopping around for the right nail tech. Ladies.
Hair.
Yeah, I know. Hairstylist.
Eyebrows. You
have to shop around and be like, definitely the eyebrows, baby. Definitely the eyebrows.
I rode up to that lady right down the
lady.
street. Glad she was still there. Praise God for her.
Huh. Okay. Lord Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. Look at the reviews like you do for everything else.
You do have to shop around and find what's best for you.
There is no one size fits all.
Yeah. Just, do that. But yeah, it's mental health, self-care, whatever that looks like for you. Take a moment and just pour into yourself. Pour into yourself and just, come to a realization to, just focus on yourself and also like know where you're going wrong in the situations to put you in a state of mind where that, is affecting your mental health.
Know where you want to go in life.
Yes.
The type of person you want to be for yourself, not for everybody else.
And that's another thing too, where I hear people say, "Oh, I'm just trying to figure out life." I don't think we're ever going to figure out life.
You just learn how to navigate through it better.
We're never going to figure out life. I don't think.
There's no manual. There's no rule book.
Yeah.
Stuff's going to happen. You're always going to go through something. And even in your growth, if you get yourself to a better situation or position, you're still going to go through things. But knowing who you are and how you handle that stress or just whatever comes your way, that is what will determine, how well you do in life. Mm-hmm. Because, again, you're in tune with this right here. Yeah. With this person.
And I do love the fact that our generation and generations after us are actually, acknowledging. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And becoming more aware, really being open-minded to wanting to experience that growth and wanting to be something better, do better, but also encourage one another. It's not just that I'm doing this by myself. I'm going to, keep it all for myself. No, I want to share my experience. I want everyone to know what this feels like, what I've done, and then we can come together as a whole, as a community, and really make the world a better place for ourselves.
Yeah.
And our little people.
So, yes, our little ones. So, May 2023, the theme saying is
More than enough.
More than enough. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, that's why I'm here. Yeah. Got you. I got you, girl. I got you. Okay? Always.
More than enough. Okay? The theme saying is more than enough. So,
you are more than enough. Don't allow anyone to beat you down, belittle you, or make you feel that you're not.
Yeah.
Your best is good enough. It doesn't matter what that looks like in comparison to the next person. If it works for you and is getting you to where you need to be, no matter how big, how small, keep pressing forward, keep pushing. Only you know what you can handle and what you can do. Just keep pressing forward.
yes.
And as long as you do that, as long as you keep getting up every day, I mean, shoot, that's a victory within itself, because trust me, I know about them days where you don't want to get out of bed. And you're like, I'm not really feeling it today.
And right now, where I'm at in life is that I do have, things that's going on around me. And that is like, okay, I'm trying to figure a lot of things out,
It's like a lot you might not want to deal with.
But no, it's
Or is it the opposite?
There's a lot going on, but I'm at peace with everything. I'm at peace. I'm just like, okay, this is what's going on. Not ignoring it or not, trying to be like, go block it out. But
One
it's
day at a
like,
time.
I'm handling it. It's going to get taken care of. And this is what I have to do. I am being responsible, being an adult. But, I'm at peace with everything.
Have a cheerleader, your support system. Proud of you, boo.
Thank you. I'm at
Isn't it
peace with
beautiful when you get yourself out of a stressful situation, not even realizing what kind of toll it was taking on you, and then you're out of it, and you're like, dang, I feel good. Cue James Brown, like,
No,
let's go.
seriously, because
It's just a
once
weight.
I took myself out of that space and my mental health,
You started focusing more
Yeah.
on it.
it was like the weights just lifted off my shoulders.
You're like, I was so scared, of the situation, like not knowing what
'Cause I got
what was the best decision to make
Yeah.
at the time. And it's like, I want to do this, but I don't want to lose this. And it's like, how do I handle this? But then sometimes, and I'm going to say it, God will put you in positions where it will force you to find that peace or find your way back to Him and be like, hey, trust me, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, okay.
Yeah, he twisted my arm already. He twisted it. I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm just playing. My bad.
All right, I'm listening.
It's such a way. The
But
biggest fear that you had, and it took place, but it's like it was actually for your betterment to be out of that situation.
Oh, yeah.
And no longer holding on to it. It's like the depiction or picture or whatever that would circulate, and someone holding onto a rope, and you're tied around it. You're at the end of that rope, and you're tied around it, and you're hurting yourself more than just actually letting go and realizing the ground is right there to support you. Once you let go, you're gonna be okay. You don't
Yeah.
have to hold on to that anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yes, I'm sorry. I got a mosquito bite right here. We're in Texas, Houston.
Well, stop scratching it.
So
now.
yes, another thing. Side note, I did want to put this out there. So we're in hurricane season now. This is not even about mental health. This is about Houston and the new people that are migrating to Houston now. Okay, I just wanted to put that out there.
Stop it.
So we're in hurricane season, all right?
Some of y'all don't know what that is. You're used to like snowstorms, earthquakes, little razzle-dazzle up in there, fires.
All right, this is your time to experience. We haven't had a hurricane in a couple
If you
of
can
years.
truly live in Houston.
If you could live now, if you could go through the hurricane season and actually be affected by the hurricane,
strong.
okay, then you can stay here. If not, go back where y'all came from, because look, when we was going to the event. Let's talk about that too.
Mercy.
We was going. No, let me rant for a little bit. We were going to the event, and we
Oh, that traffic, Jesus.
It was a lot of traffic.
Houston has always had traffic, but it has gotten significantly worse over the last 5-10 years.
But we're driving downtown, trying to get to this event, and we're like, okay. All of a sudden, we see this big ass tour bus just like drive in front of us, and I mean like the tour buses that you see like in New York
or San Francisco, where it has like the seats on the top and it's open.
And the person's on the mic and they're talking and stuff.
I looked and I'm like, I just turned my hair a little bit and then she was like, I'm like, Houston? Downtown of all places? Like, we that big now?
What freeway did they go under?
What was that?
Highway?
No, not 6. Was it 610? 610 I-10? Somewhere over there. Oh,
and I'm like,
if y'all from Houston, y'all know where all the metro
like,
stations are over there. That's where it was. I was like, y'all want to see metro buses? And unfortunately, our homeless people population that is in that particular area.
I'm glad you said that. Very respectful.
And I mean that respectfully because I really do. My heart really goes out to them. And, you know, I have a personal experience with someone in my family. So my heart truly does go out to them. But I'm like, this is what y'all are writing a tour bus for? Are you going to do something in our community? Or you just want to be like, oh, party, Houston. We're just a cool, private people. Okay, we're very communal based. Like, you will see that. Again, if you stay during hurricane season, you will see how we pull together. You'll know who's a true Houstonian at that point.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But it was just awkward to see a whole in their tour bus. Like, what y'all looking at?
I was like, did Houston really get that big where that we have tour buses now?
I'm like, I really want to know what the itinerary was. What were y'all seeing?
Sightseeing. I'm not knocking it. You know, Houston, we are a beautiful city, but...
Yeah, we are. No, we are. But it's just like, you flew here to get on a tour bus to Sierra City. You're not going to get it all in just a day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But hey.
That's neither here nor there.
I mean, look, I took pictures in the city of Houston, so.
Yeah, but this is just our stomping grounds, you know.
Yeah.
It is. But I feel like, you know, social media has really done a lot in that. And just really portraying Houston as like party town, like Miami or something like that, because of all these different businesses opening and, you know, these different types of restaurants, lounges, vibes. And it's cool. It's cool. But you also got to realize some of these places are really not Houston based. Like, you got people coming from Chicago, Florida, California, bringing their culture here. Mm-hmm. And we all have known that Houston has always been a melting pot, but now it's just coming to a point where it's not really Houston or Houston's original culture. Now, we know cities and stuff, they grow beyond a certain point, but I don't know.
Yeah, but anyways, yes.
Just a little tidbit.
So, where is your mental health this month?
And how are you taking care of you?
Yeah.
How are you showing up for yourself?
So, just ask yourself that. Ask a family member that. Ask your friends that. Where is your mental health this month?
Check-in time. Reevaluation time. Reflect.
Yes.
Refocus. Rediscover yourself.
Okay. So, hey, and if y'all want to reach out to us, or just me.
When we get that moment, let me get that moment.
You know, you can.
Drop some questions in the comments. You know, I know for sure Des wants to hear from y'all, and you know, just to be engaged with you all. And if there's anything, resources or just ideas, thoughts that can be shared, definitely do that.
And if you want to come on this platform and just talk about some of your experiences and something that you want to add on to what we just talked about this episode,
live.
or you know, hey, I'm all for it.
Follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe.
On YouTube. Give me a moment podcast. All right, y'all. So that wraps it up.
Because I'm hungry and she promised me sushi. Oh, and Walmart. So I will let y'all know later if I got my cook.
Bye, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all later.
Deuces.
You suck.
When we get that moment, give me a moment. When we get that moment, let me get that moment. When we get that moment.